sold my secrets wholesale every night. I've broken bread with petty tyrants, smuggled wine to fallen giants, battled demons right before your eyes, and now I try oceanside to govern the rolling tide, swallowed by the sea, begging from the shore, tempted by the sweet roar. Baby, don't let me be swallowed by the sea. I've lived on luck and social graces, counted cards and covered bases, made believe till I was making do. Now where do I draw the line between vittles and valentines, swallowed by the sea, begging from the shore, tempted by the sweet roar. I don't wanna be hungry anymore, but it's getting harder to ignore. Baby, don't let me be swallowed by the sea, swallowed by the sea. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Ooh. I love a quiet, mighty pharaoh, reads my heart like holy tarot. Hold on, baby, please don't let me be swallowed by the sea, begging from the shore, tempted by the sweet roar. I don't wanna be a pawn in any war, but I can't fight alone no more. Baby, don't let me be swallowed by the sea, swallowed by the sea, yeah, swallowed by the sea. Ooh.
Rebecca Loebe on Acoustic Interlude. Applause from the audience. We've actually got enough people to form an audience this afternoon. That was a great song, Rebecca. Thank you very much.
you.
And thanks for coming out on this beautiful Sunday afternoon.
My pleasure. It's gorgeous here.
What do you think of the festival? You like it?
I love it. It's amazing.
Yeah, and all these cool people here. You know, Ellis Paul was standing around. I took it to event Ellis before.
Yeah, I've actually been touring with him for the past year.
No kidding, really?
Yeah, not every show he does, but probably about a quarter of them, because I've got my own calendar too. But
Yeah, sure.
he invited me last year to come and open for him whatever shows I wanted. So it's been a really busy year, because basically every weekend I wasn't playing my own gigs, I was opening his
With
shows.
his, yeah. Boy, that's really cool.
Yeah, it's been great.
What else have you been doing, besides, being incredibly busy? Did you get to go home over the holidays?
I did. This is actually the first year that I was working in December. Normally, December is a kind of tough month for singer-songwriters unless you have a holiday-themed show.
Sure.
So this year I went for it, and I put together a holiday show. And
Good for you.
the thing is, I love singing Christmas carols like a lot, because I'm a total nerd.
Yeah.
And I just love like the big sing-along, like door-to-door Christmas caroling thing. So I offered caroling house concerts to supporters on my email list and super fans and like house concert hosts and people like that.
Sure.
I was like, anybody want to go Christmas caroling with me? I will come to your house. We will do it. And we set it up like a house concert and then did caroling. And it was fun.
That's cool. I
So
like
I was
that. That's
busy
a good
in
idea.
December, but I did my last round of caroling concerts in Georgia, which is where I'm from. I don't live there anymore, but it got me home right before Christmas. So then I spent the holidays with my family. And then I went up to Massachusetts and did Ellis's New Year's shows with him.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
So where is home now?
Austin.
Oh, Austin, really? Great town.
Austin, Texas.
Yeah, you enjoy living there?
I do. I never saw myself as a Texan when I was
Yeah.
younger. But it's got such an incredible music scene, and I started going to music festivals out there and really connecting with a lot of the songwriters. And then I sublet my house in Atlanta because I wasn't ever there, and I needed to pay for a radio campaign. So I just stopped paying rent for a little while. And then, I started going to Austin more and more and staying with friends there. And then I sublet a place there to see if I would like it. And next thing you know, I realized I lived there.
Yeah. You're a Texan now. You got the boots and everything.
Yeah, I sure do.
You don't have the hat, though, or the
gonna
6 shooters. But I guess that's kind of, cliche, huh? That all Texans look like that. We're talking to Ellis earlier about how he actually does his craft, how he actually writes. And a lot of people keep journals, especially songwriters. And he said he keeps several journals. And his date book is actually, scribbled ideas for songs and observations.
He keeps a paper date book. It's so cute.
Yeah, I know. So retro, right? Are you the same way? Do you keep journals? Do you write something every single day?
Well, that's two distinctly different questions. Yes, I do keep journals, and I have a lot of journals because I'll get a journal and be inspired by it and write a few pages of worth of ideas in it, and then I'll lose it, and then I'll be on tour and I'll be inspired by another journal, and then I'll lose that one and find an older one. So my journaling situation is very chaotic, but I have a lot of them, and none of them are full. They're all like a quarter full or less.
Yeah.
And then I do not write every single day. I'll go sort of through phases, because I would like to write every day. My goal is to wake up every morning and, drink some tea and meditate and stretch and write a little bit, like before I start my day. I would say maybe 1 in 8 days it starts that way.
It's cool about the journals, though, that you find the old ones, and that's really cool. Because, I know I've done that. I've gone through writing phases, and I find something I wrote 10 years ago, and it's like, oh my God, where was my head back then? And then I kind of remember where I was at, and it's like, this isn't half bad.
It's so nice. Well, and you can harvest, you can plagiarize yourself. That's totally, totally legit.
Yeah.
Even if you don't remember writing it, if it's in your handwriting.
And legal. Yeah. I think I can get away with this. Yeah, it's mine. We're speaking with Rebecca Loebe here on this live edition of Acoustic Interlude from the 30A Songwriters Festival. Tell you what, why don't you do 2 songs for us back to back, and we'll come back and chat some more.
Sounds great. Well, we were talking about writing, so I'll play you guys one of my newer ones. Maybe I'll even play 2 newer ones, but let's start with this one. So much for good goodbyes. I mumble as you try to paint the door shut on your way. I wonder where time flies. Do birds take the months by the wing and show them how to disappear? And if so, why'd they leave me here? If all I have to do is promise not to love you, all I have to do is lie. If all I have to do is promise not to love you, all I have to do is lie. Lie awake and cry. Lie awake and cry. Tried more, I've cared less, I've prayed for forgiveness, I've been a cold voice on the phone, but that don't make me less alone. If all I have to do is promise not to love you, all I have to do is lie. If all I have to do is promise not to love you, all I have to do is lie. Lie awake and cry. Lie awake and cry. All I have to do is, all I have to do, all I have to do is lie. All I have to do is, all I have to do, all I have to do is lie. If all I have to do is promise not to love you, all I have to do is lie. If all I have to do is promise not to love you, all I have to do is lie. If all I have to do is promise not to love you, all I have to do is lie. Lie awake and cry. Lie awake and cry. Thank you so much for having me here. So that's a newer one that I wrote just a couple months ago. I live in Austin now, and I'm very lucky to have a lot of really talented songwriter friends in the area. And sometimes when I'm at home from being on tour, I invite everybody over for a potluck meal, and we all share our newest songs and song ideas. And it's really good because it keeps me motivated to write. I just need the pressure of knowing that there are going to be people there expecting something new from me. And it's motivated me, like if I have a small song idea, to be more disciplined about chasing it down. So this next song is one of those that I wrote specifically because I knew that there were going to be people at my house wanting to hear something new. And I had like this one little nugget of an idea during a show, like while I was up on stage singing. I was very in the moment. And I tucked it away for later, and on the drive home started thinking about it. And I thought, well, I don't have anything for the group this week. I should try and write something. So I made myself sit with it when, if I didn't have that deadline, I probably would have just gone to bed after the show. Barefoot, messy bedroom floor handle, sawed off of the door, candles burned and records turned, and time was never wasted. Flowers dried on window panes, hours spent on the mixtape I gave you on our first date, when all we did was drive. Oh, you listened so closely, every crossfade high-holy. We may not always be this fun, we may not always be together, but we will always have forever young, forever. Summer, spring from every tongue, college came for everyone. Autumn knows the mail moves slow till it doesn't move at all. Still in the top of my dresser, oh, I kept that wine letter. We may not always be this fun, we may not always be together, but we will always have forever young, forever. On a checkered blanket in the bed of a borrowed truck, we parked out by the airport try our hands at love. Saw you in the headlight, seeing me for the first time. In the only moment anyone was ever truly mine. Shopping at a big box store for records. They don't make no more. Crossfade to a song I knew forever young ago. We may not always be this fun, we may not always be together, but we will always have forever young. We'll always have forever young. We'll always have forever young, forever.
Rebecca Loebe. I love, seeing the different performers up here and different guitarists, the way they get that final 1/10,000th of a second of a note out of the guitar. It's really cool.
The last moment is fun.
Yeah, and some of them, will mute the strings, with their hand, or some of them will just let it ring out, until it's totally quiet, and you let it ring out, and then you do the slide.
The slide. I never really noticed that was a signature move.
It is now the Rebecca Loebe slide. I like it. What's next after the festival?
Well, this is launching a 2-week Florida tour for me.
Oh, really?
So on tomorrow, I guess, I'm driving to Key West. Woohoo!
Wow, that's a long drive from here.
Yeah, I'm basically like driving out into the middle of the ocean. We're going to stop in Fort Lauderdale tomorrow night and then wake up fresh and do the bridges on Tuesday morning.
You've never driven down there before? Look for a sign. It's really cool right as you're going on what they call the overseas highway, that you are now leaving the North American continent and you're literally like going out to sea, out to the Keys. It's really cool.
Jesus. Okay, great.
It's a lot of fun. Key West is, the most fun place in Florida.
I'm very excited. So we get to spend a couple of days there. We're playing in like 20 miles outside Key West on maybe a different key. I don't really understand how it's all structured down there.
Yeah.
On Wednesday, and then we come back to the North American continent and play in St. Pete and Lakeland and Jacksonville. I have a college gig in Fort Lauderdale, and I think that's pretty much everything. I'm playing in White Springs. Oh, and a couple shows in Orlando.
Wow, that is a Florida tour.
Man,
you're
over the
all
state.
over. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Are you playing tonight still at the festival?
Yeah, I'm playing tonight at 6 o'clock at Kaliza.
Oh, cool. Kaliza?
I've heard it said both ways.
Yeah, is that a solo show or?
Is it a what?
Solo or?
I think I'm in the round with 2 people.
But you don't know who?
I don't know them personally. I've seen their names in the program, and one of them tweeted at me earlier. It was very sweet.
Yeah, that must be, kind of weird in a way. I'm sure it's a lot of fun if it works out, but you're kind of thrown in with people you don't know.
It's an interesting way to perform, because you really are only working 30% of the time.
Yeah.
And then the other 30% of the time you're listening, but it's not like the way you would listen if you were alone, like on your couch or in the car or in the audience. You have to like listen and also look like you're just really listening. It's tricky. It's harder than it looks because you can't like space out. You can't like start thinking about your schedule or looking at your nails or whatever, because then you just look like a jerk.
Yeah.
So you have to like really like give it your
attention.
Your attention paying, like I am so absorbed with what you're saying face the whole time. It's actually harder than singing songs. It's like keeping that little half smile.
Rebecca, thanks a lot. We're just about out of time, but we do have time for one more song.
Well, I'll play a shorty for you. How's that
Okay,
sound?
that sounds good.
Keep you on schedule.
Yeah.
This is a tune off of my second to last record, sort of more Americana folk album called Mystery Prize. And this is a cautionary tale about the dangers of arts and crafts. You can't knit socks for a married man, no matter how you tell yourself it's fine, no matter how it tempts you just to try, no matter how his wife would understand. You just can't knit socks for a married man. Nope. You can't drop over unannounced, no matter how it makes sense at the time. For a cup of sugar, swig of rye, I know it's hard to figure out, but you can't drop over unannounced. You've got the heart of a wildfire. You change the colors of the sky, Dam up those desires and let flying lovers lie. Can't change the way a river flows, no matter how it's touched you in the night, no matter how you're sure it's just your type. I know you're not too young to know you can't change the way a river flows, and you can't knit socks for a married man.
Signature move. Yeah, you did
TM.
it. Thanks for the advice about the socks and everything. That's very cool too. Yeah, cautionary tale about arts and crafts, as you put it. That's really cool. Thank you very much, Rebecca Loebe on Acoustic Interlude, broadcasting live from the 30A Songwriters Festival. We'll be right back with Robbie Hecht.